Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, and this time reviewing on Batman Beyond the Universe, issue number 15. Now, like I say, this is more like a carry-on from the DC animated universe. Now, let's get on with the story. It starts off how the Royal Flush Gang have shown up to rob a museum, and pretty much their heist ends up becoming a screw-up. But they managed to successfully get through. But it turns out this 10 isn't the 10 there. As it turns out, Queen has recruited other people to form her new Royal Flush Gang. Given the fact that King didn't want anything to do with it back in the episode King's Ransom, and Queen most likely reformed a new group after most of the family members left or just quitted. And so they leave their own team member behind. And meanwhile, Terry wakes up to see that Melanie getting ready for work. And she leaves and so on. So meanwhile, one of the Jokers and Ink are talking about a new toxin they're working on. And that they have plans. So meanwhile, the Royal Flush Gang give the artifact to this guy there. And pretty much Batman shows up to take on the new Royal Flush Gang. And pretty much Terry takes on them but manages to get the black market dealer down, and the Royal Flush Gang get away. So meanwhile, Melanie gets a past due notice, which implies that she doesn't have much money, and she has to live on whatever she can. Well, Ink shows up, promising her a bit more than that. So meanwhile, Terry shows up back at his back at the Batcave, and gets a letter from Dick Grayson, who point how Terry and Dick point out how the new Royal Flush Gang are being formed, and how the Queen is recruiting new members after the old ones left. But Terry and Dick Grayson are talking about Melanie Walker, who was the daughter of Queen, and they're talking about where her loyalties could lie. And pretty much Terry says Queen's first husband married into it, but she was always the one who had the real power. The Flush Gang is in her family line. Queen's creating a whole new gang. Makes sense. Which implies that she divorced her husband due to him cheating on her and so on. And Terry and Dick Grayson are talking about this problem at hand. So meanwhile, Ink is trying to persuade Melanie into joining her. So meanwhile at university, one of Batman's newer villains shows up, but no one wants anything to do with him, given the fact he's a dangerous criminal and that he was given parole. Meanwhile, the new Jack is pretty much playing golf in the sea, and pretty much Terry shows up to take him down, but manages to take him successfully down and leads him through interrogation. So meanwhile, Ink pretty much shows off what she can do, and Melanie says, "What do you say we put it into better use?" So meanwhile, while Terry and Dick Grayson are talking, Melanie and Batman decide to team up in hopes of defeating Queen. So meanwhile, Terry pretty much is studying, sees Melanie there, which gives an awkward smile, and so does Terry. Now, you know when you're in college and you see that girl that likes you? Yeah, kind of like that. So, meanwhile, while Batman's new villain shows up asking if he wants help, but he doesn't want any, and even his family don't want anything to do with him. You think about it, I can understand how everyone would feel given the fact that he knew he destroyed Gotham. So meanwhile, Ten sees her mum's ship. They talk about their new plan at hand. So Ink shows up And also, 10 takes down Ace. So, Ink cannot steal Two-Face's coin, where it turns out she double-crossed her and Terry and 10 was working together. But Ink manages to successfully take them down, but Queen says, "Your father always said if you came back, we should take you away. He knew you were a disappointment. I should have listened to him." So after Terry successfully saves Batman and manages to stop Ink, so 10 takes down Queen, and Terry manages to successfully get away. Well, Ink gets away, but Terry uses a freezing cottage. So meanwhile, Commissioner Gordon and Terry are talking, but they're saying that Ghoul has stolen chemicals and such, and that Two-Face's coin seems to be disappeared. So meanwhile, also at Gotham, some people get into work, and these people talk about and such. So meanwhile, Terry and Melanie are talking about what happened to the Two-Face coin, and Terry doesn't know if he can trust her or not, given the fact that she might have stolen it. So meanwhile, Terry and Dick are talking about this, and so on. So meanwhile, Ghoul gets in, and his client shows up, and is going to go finish off Batman. Now the story, it's pretty good, because it shows the after effects of the Royal Flush Gang, and how Queen is forming her new one. So in general, I give this a good thumbs up. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.